you've had the fortunate nature of starting very early, being able to build an audience and a reputation for being reliable, and now you're at that point. I think if somebody had started again from Gaunt style today, I think they'd struggle.
That is scripted content. That's not trash taste. Trash taste, I will talk about shit I don't like unless the sun goes fucking down.
But would you agree that if Gaunt had started today doing a similar style, it would be a lot tougher?
I don't think so. I think if I started today, I would go for a different approach, a different style. It's okay. Like to me, in terms of like making content, you always got to make something that someone isn't already doing better. And the problem if I started today is I'm already making my content, right? So
the only enemy is me.
Not the only enemy is me. Like I've done a lot. I've done a lot. I've put many years making like my style of content. So if I started again, I'd probably make a completely different style of content. Right. Still anime, but just a different style of content.
Do you think it's... Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just asking like how would it be different?
Okay, so if I started now, I'd probably be making stuff on more like theory and like kind of like that style of content.
Don't do that. Everyone does that.
Power scale?
Don't do that.
Not power scale. I would, okay, here's the thing. Here's what I would do. A lot of people are making theory kinds of content, but I would try to find a way to make that kind of content that is not like totally saturated, you know? Because
there's a lot of that.
There is a lot of that kind of like theory kind of content, and that's very, very popular right now. I feel like there is a kind of like gap to be like, here is some really... I don't want to give everything away in case I mean,
you could honestly do that now if you wanted to.
I have a question. In every single YouTube genre, there are multiple people who are crushing it and doing well.
Yeah.
Why does it feel like in anime, you have been the guy and there's not been much else happening? Like there are some YouTubers
because anime doesn't make money.
Yeah, I guess that's why.
Is that
the simple truth? Is that why?
That is the simple
truth. That's why I quit.
There are some of the big YouTubers who talk about anime. There definitely are. But there's no one I feel that has been at your level, and I feel like that's super rare for YouTube.
Yeah, like I will answer this because like I know this now that I've like met other YouTubers in my field, other like massive YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like considering, like looking at this from a business perspective.
It's terrible.
As a purely anime YouTuber, and are making like fucking crumbs compared to YouTubers my level, my subscriber, my view count.
Yeah.
So if I'm like the top anime YouTuber, what does that mean about
incentive to grow?
Yeah, what does that say about a lot of people trying to like find their footing in my field? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of talented people who covered anime initially also pivoted.
Yeah,
out of it, like John and you. Oh yeah, you, me. I think a lot of creators realized early on that like I can't just be about anime.
Yeah.
And so I mean, like John, I think is a prime example of that. John is such a talented storyteller.
Super Apache.
Yeah.
Super Apache Wolf. So good at making videos. So good at telling a story. And I think it's one of the best things that ever happened is that on YouTube is that he just stopped talking about anime as much.
Yeah.
Because I love his videos. I think he makes great videos about stuff that he just likes. Even if I don't care about his wrestling videos sometimes. Sorry, John. I still watch him. Just
dude, I still watch his wrestling videos because it's fucking John.
I don't give a fuck about wrestling, but John,
I don't either until I watch the video and I'm like, okay, I care now.
Yeah. And so I think he does a great job. And I think a lot of anime YouTubers realize early on, or at some point, they're like, hold on, I can take everything I've learned from this and just apply it to a more general purpose and probably succeed a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I did. Like, I kind of got to the point where I for one, personally was kind of getting like bored of making anime content because of how repetitive it was and kind of how non-innovative it was. Yeah. Because there's only so many like creative ways that you can make purely anime content, right? And obviously there are people like Gaunt and other people who can still do content like that and it be fucking amazing. But me personally, I realized like, okay, I do like this whole anime thing, but at the same time, there are also other elements, especially about Japanese culture, that I have a massive passion for, and I want to explore those a little bit more.
You're also native in Japanese. It's such a waste to be just talking about anime all the time.
Exactly, and that's why like
you should be covering more like stuff that takes advantage of your ability.
Exactly, and that's why like I've been doing more of those like interview videos and like kind of covering Japanese news and like kind of using that skill that I never was aware of that I had to be to my advantage.
I would kill for your ability in Japanese. I think I'd be able to make such different videos, but I'll never ever, even if I got fluent, it's like I'd still never be the same level that would allow me to open up those doors, and at the same age as well. That would make it interesting. But I think one thing that we've done really well is that we go for different angles into the same. Even if we do the same topic, we go to different angles.
Why don't you make more Wales content?
There's not a demand. There's no one cares. I think honestly, there's ways I could do it.
Yeah.
There's some videos. There's some angles I could explore.
Yeah.
Okay, you say that, but on my second channel, like a couple of months ago, I made a video just as a test of top 10 Australian musical bands that are underrated, in my opinion. That video had 20,000 views. It fucking flopped.
No, I think that there's a way I could tell a story in a way, but it would have to be so well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to put so much work into it that it like, you kind of forget that when you live somewhere, you're like, okay, I kind of have to make content around this area. And if I want to expand and do content in other countries, that's a huge commitment.
Yeah.
Especially if we're talking about the level of quality that we need to be able to make something that people would actually watch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I don't know. There's some fun video ideas.
There must be some cool content.
Yeah, like I watch videos about farm dudes just being a farmer. Like, and I like that. I think it's fun. It's great. But like, what would I add by doing that? Nothing. I'd need to make more of an in-depth story if it warranted me going out there. And even then, it's like, okay, what would I talk about?
I feel like it's cool if you can show off, some of the fucking culture that you grew up in. And like you have an opportunity. Yeah. It's tough, it's tough, but I would personally like.
Yeah, I mean, you would, but I think a lot of people wouldn't. It's not sensational enough for YouTube.
It's the vocal minority, right?
But I knew right away when I was getting into YouTube and I started making basically enough money to start looking at this. Like, okay, I can maybe at some point pay rent soon. That was when I kind of decided I was like, I got to change it up. I got to figure out how to.
Yeah, good thing you're not the Sebastian guy anymore.
I wouldn't be here if I was a Sebastian. Are you fucking kidding me? But like, one thing that I've always had a lot of conversations with a lot of YouTubers is when they want to change up their content, they want results like that. Yeah. They want to change and they want it to be done.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it took me like a year and a half, 2 years.
It doesn't happen like
to transition off that.
Yeah.
Like that's not a quick process. Like if you want to gain an audience whilst also keeping the audience you have happy, you can say fuck it to your audience. You can be like, fuck them. I'm going to make new stuff. I'll find a new audience. You can do that. And that's a legit strategy, but you got to be okay with bombing for a while.
Yeah,
absolutely. But it can work, and creators have done it. But I was more so concerned, and I think a lot of creators are, they're like, I want to keep the numbers going, but transition it. And that took like 2 years of making weird shit that was very in between and still including Sebastian content, but trying to, get people to...
Yeah, experimental stuff.
I was like, let's watch me voice act an anime character while wearing that character's costume and playing a game that requires me to control the volume.
Yeah,
that's a video idea I had and I made, and I don't know why, but I think it did okay at the time. I think for me, weirdly, the turning point where it really kicked off was the cosplay videos. Remember those videos I used to do?
Yeah, I remember those.
Those videos used to crush. And this is the first time I ever had videos that really did really well.
Yeah.
And it was just me putting on dumb fucking costumes. And I was like, okay, here we go. This is like, finally I found a series that uses anime in a creative way without relying on me actually getting into the IP.
Yeah.
And that really like allowed me to make these other videos that really did well. And that was kind of what changed everything for me.
Why'd you stop them?
I mean, I guess I haven't really stopped them, but I kind of felt like they were done. I just felt like it was over. Like I felt like there was nothing more I could do, and anything else I would do was kind of arbitrary to the series. I bought a bunch more, so I have more. Yeah, but they're from like a year ago, so I could wear them. I think they're like Chainsaw Man stuff.
Yeah,
and I could wear it, and it could work, and it could be a funny video. But I don't know. I just felt like it kind of run its course. I don't know, but I feel like over that year, your standards of
what is suitable for the main channel is definitely
You say that,
changed,
but
right?
I'm just bashing out crane games. So like, who's really? But the problem is the crane game videos crush. People love them.
Yeah.
They do really well, and also the easiest part is that they're easy to film. Because a lot of the videos that we do with like Kaho or we do whatever, it's like the videos take too long.
Yeah.
They take so long to make, and the crane game videos, I can call up the place that I filmed at and I'd be like, hey, can I come film? And they're like, yeah. So I just do it. It's really easy, and it's a great way to do more collaboration because I miss doing collaboration.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, all right, well, I guess I'm the crane game guy now.
Yeah.
But also, I like doing it. It's fun. It's chill.
Yeah,
and
it
I
works,
really,
man.
I care about the live streaming stuff more, which is like,
He's a
you're a streamer
Twitch
now.
streamer now.
I'm a Twitch streamer whose side hobby is a YouTube, which is so weird because it's like I spent like 7 years of my life dedicated to this one idea and this one thing and this one concept, and then I'm like, yeah, actually, you know what? Fuck it, I'm change.
Hey man, like if that satisfies you, then I say go.